Welcome to this demonstration of Clearzoning. Today we're working with Farmington Hills' Zoning Ordinance. Before we start the actual demonstration, we're going to go over a few helpful tools that you may want to add to your toolbar in Adobe Acrobat. This may look a little bit different depending on the version, if you're working with Adobe Acrobat Reader or if you're working with Adobe Acrobat Professional, but all of them should have a toolbar. You should be able to click, and there should be an option for more tools, so you can click on that. We'll let you add various tools to your toolbar that would be helpful. Starting with, if we scroll down here to the File toolbar, you want to make sure that's highlighted with the green mark, and you want these checks to be highlighted for Open, Print, and Save. You'd like to have the Find toolbar highlighted. That allows you to do word search. I recommend the one full page as well as the two up continuous. The two up continuous is helpful for looking at the zoning districts with a two-page spread. Also, these previous view and next view, you do want these highlighted, the back buttons and the forward buttons. You also want to have the select tool, the hand tool, and the marquee zoom tool highlighted. That'd be very helpful as well. So let's click OK. We have these up here. For example, with the find tool, you may just want to find out everything you need to know in this ordinance about fences. You can type in the word fences and hit enter, and it's going to go through and highlight in blue, and you can just go next everywhere in the ordinance where the word fences appears. So you'll find it. Once again, here you go, and it'll just keep repeating that throughout the process. So that's one option just for word searching. And remember, I mentioned the back button. We can now click back here, and it'll take us back to the home page where we were, the cover page. So let's scroll back down here to the table of contents. We're going to go to the one-page view. With all Clearzoning codes, it's broken into 7 basic articles: purpose and introduction, definitions, zoning districts, use standards, site standards, development procedures, and administration appeals and enforcement. And because this text is blue, we know that it's hyperlinked, so make sure our hand is highlighted. We can click here to go to a detailed table of contents, or we can go to the how to use this ordinance, which is a helpful one-page summary with some additional supplemental pages that show key features of how to use a Clearzoning code. We talked about the two-page spread for an individual zoning district. This particular how to use this ordinance page shows you what certain symbols and certain indications are on this particular page and what they really mean. We see our 7 key tabs that are on the side that help you to highlight. You can see because the number 3 zoning district tab is in red, you know you're in that particular section. The bottom of every page has these 3 buttons. The I button is the information button, gets you back to this page, how to use this ordinance. The home is the home key, takes you back to the table of contents, and then the little map symbol takes you to the zoning map. Okay, let's continue to scroll down. Another couple of symbols you may want to make sure you're aware of. The book symbol gives you an indication that the term is defined in the definition section of the ordinance. And then the hand with the quill shows that there's a graphic that illustrates a particular standard, definition, or a requirement. So that's another key tool or key symbol to look for within the code. And then I mentioned, look for these buttons. We can go right to the zoning map if we want to. Here's the zoning map. We can hit the zoom tool, zoom in a little bit closer. Go back to our hand tool. If we're interested in learning about the B1 district, we click on the B1 district legend, brings us right to the B1 district standards. We can do the 2-up view, get the 2-page spread for B1. We have principal permitted uses, special approval uses, and accessory uses. And then on the right side, we'll have the development standards, including setback requirements, building height, and then some selected references. If we go up here to our zoom tool, look a little closer over here, we can see our setback information highlighted. Building height in this district's 25 feet, but you may not have this style of roof, so you can click on how do I calculate height. It'll take you back to the definition section, and then we can take a closer look at building height, how it's defined, and how you measure depending upon the type of roof that you have with the development that you're looking at. So that's another helpful tool. You can see these zoning definitions are illustrated. At the beginning of the zoning definitions we have all of them listed, and so if you want to find the definition of lot, you click on, and lot information's all on this particular page. Let's go back. Let's go back to the how to use this ordinance page. We're going to go into the full page view, scroll down, because I also want to show you in the how to use this ordinance section we have a use matrix. Very helpful tool. So for example, let's say that you are interested, we're going to click on the hand up here, if you're interested in developing a or operating an assembly hall. Assembly hall is right here as a listed use. You can go across and see that it's a permitted use in the B2 district. If you click on B2, that's going to take you right to the B2 district standards. You can hit the two-page view. You can see a lot of key information for the B2 district that is important. If we want to zoom in, we can zoom down here to selected references. And for example, if I wanted to get information on off-street parking requirements, I can click on that. That's now going to take me right to the off-street parking section and all the information I need about what spaces are required for various uses. I can get that right at this section. Find out about drive-through facilities, look at parking layout requirements. All that information is right here at my fingertips. Now if I want to go take a look at tab 4, that's use standards. This describes standards that are associated with particular uses. So if I was to build a gas station, gasoline station standards are right here. I can then look right at gasoline service stations. I can see, because there's a book symbol next to that, that that's a defined term. So I can then click on definitions, scroll down, find gasoline service station, click on that, and then here I have the definition of gasoline service station. All very easy to find. Let's go to site standards. That's tab 5. This is where we find a lot of key information associated with developing property. For example, off-street parking requirements, loading requirements, signs, flood control zones, corner clearance. If we want corner clearance, we click on that. We have a nice illustration that describes how corner clearance is regulated within the community. Development procedures is tab 6. Find out information about site plan review, special land use requirements, all found in this section. And then finally, administration, appeals, and enforcement provides you with information if you need to appeal, or if there's questions about how this ordinance is enforced. Those can be answered in this section. So we hope this has been helpful to you in learning about the Clearzoning Code. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact the City of Farmington Hills Planning Department.